Welcome to the daily market outlook. We are about to check the chart and see what the market is offering us today. To start off, we are looking at the DXY. So, on the DXY, what we can see on the weekly time frame is that we are respecting this high to our left, and we want to see the high go because we have built liquidity at these highs. But before we see this high go, what we need to see is an inducement of sellers. We want to induce sellers in the market and later trap them. So at this point, you can see that we have this low to our left, where I believe after we run that low, we've induced sellers. So when we open price action to the 4 hour, what we can see is that we we respected the low to the left, a move to the upside, induced buyers, and we took them out. As you can see, we have taken out this low. So right now, what I'm expecting is the continuation back to the lows. But if you open price action to the 1 hour time frame, we can see that we had NFP last week, and I believe price wants to take NFP's high. After taking NFP's highs, we might see the sell in price action back to the lows. So for today's price action, I am bullish to this high. As you can see, we've not taken out that high, so that's what I'll be expecting price to do. And we would have CPI today, so we could see some bullishness maybe in price action. So when we go to gold and we open the weekly time frame, what we can see is that we have this lows to the left that we are respecting. We move to the upside, we trap some sellers, and I believe we have induced buyers. If we open chart to the daily time frame is not the best. Open chart to the 4 hour, what we can see is that after taking out this high, we've seen the sell up and mitigated the zone from price action to the left. You can see this zone to our left, this supply zone to our left is causing price to move to the downside. We have this bias at this point where I believe we could see them go. So what I'm looking for is the inducement of buyers. You understand? We trap buyers, we trap sellers, and induce buyers. Then we can see the continuation back to the lows with the help of CPI also. So what we can see is that after this supply zone has caused price to move to the outside, we've built liquidity at the lows. From there, we are seeing the sell off happen. At the moment, I want to see price move back to the lows. But gold is not looking the best at the moment. As you can see, we mitigated. We have some bias to the left. But let's see, when more price action, maybe we can see price sell back to the lows. So for Euro USD, starting with the weekly time frame, what we can see is that we are respecting this highs to our left, which has caused price to move to the downside and take out this low. We've then mitigated this, and it has caused price to move to the upside. If you open chart on the daily time frame, what we can see is that we've mitigated the zone, and we have some bias to the left, which price could possibly take out, or we could see a reversal at that high. So on the daily, you can see that this zone is causing price to move to the downside. When we open the 4 hour time frame, what we can see is that we have mitigated this zone. We've seen price move to the upside. And what do you want to see? You want to see the continuation back to the lows. So I'm looking for this move back to the lows, and I believe maybe you could see this happen, or price is just going to continue to these lows, maybe this lows also. So that come on. So that'll be all for Euro USD. If you're looking for the entry right now, Euro USD is a good sales with your initial target at this low, final target at this low. So for GBUSD, starting with the weekly time frame, what we can see is that we are respecting this liquidity to the left, and it has caused price to mitigate the zone. From there, it has what moved to the highs, trapped some sellers, and what induced buyers. So with the inducement of buyers, we want to see what them get lost. We want to trap them again because what they built liquidity. What we can see is that what we've moved back to the highs and trapped some sellers once again. From there, we've what seen the sell to the downside. When we open chart to the 4-hour time frame, with this sell to the downside, you can see that what price is trying to what induce buyers once more by what trapping sellers. At this point, it is dangerous to say that because price can what continue, you understand, to the highs maybe. But that's the whole higher time frame idea. You want to see what an inducement of buyers, then the sells back to the lows. So when we open price action, we can see that what we mitigated this zone to the left. We saw the sell off, then we want to move to the highs. Right now we are respecting this zone to our left, and you can see that what it has caused the sell off. We have what built liquidity at this lows, and I would like to see what the lows go. If we open chart to the 1-hour time frame, if you open chart to the 1-hour time frame, what we can see is that what with this mitigation, we've seen price what move to the highs, and we've seen it what trap some sellers, and it's what it has come back to the low. It has come back to the lows, and well, it has what mitigated it again and what built liquidity one more time. So we are looking for what the inducement of what buyers. Then we see what the continuation back to the lows. These highs are what looking somehow risky. Maybe they can be taken out. Then we see what the sell maybe from this high. But I believe what because of news prices what trying to move in this kind of weird pattern, it could also what sell from here. So we just have to what be vigilant with it. So when we move to AUDUSD, starting with what the weekly time frame, what we can see is that what we are respecting this high, and it has caused price to what build liquidity at this lows. So at the moment we want to see what this low go, and before we see it go, we need to see what an inducement of buyers. So I believe after we would take out these highs, we could see price would induce buyers, then we would see the sell back to the lows. You can see that I have drawn this zone over here where price was mitigated, and from there it has been moving to the highs. You can see that what we've taken this internal high and left this the highest high. We've left that high intact without it what being run. So right now what we are looking for is what an inducement, then we see what price move to that high, which is what this high. So we are looking for that inducement, and I believe what we need to what induce these people. You understand? These people over here, this liquidity built over here. You can see that what after we mitigated the zone and moved to the outside, we trap these sellers and induce buyers. So I'm looking for what that shot back to the slow. I believe maybe from there we could what see buys to the upside. So when I come to the 1-hour time frame, you can see that I'm in a trade on AUD USD. It is not in the best position at the moment, but I want to see what price back to the lows. We can see that what we've mitigated the zone and what moved to the highs. We are building liquidity at this point. I had my entry from the zone. You can see that what we mitigated, we moved to the outside. I saw it was as an inducement, and I wanted it what to continue, probably take the slow, then we have a retracement. But after taking out the slow, we can see that what is retracing back to the highs. But my stop loss is at a safe place, so let's see what today is going to bring. And you can also see that because of NFP, the market would move. I say NFP because of today's CPI, the market is going to move in a weird way. So it's normal to see price action acts this way. So that'll be all for today's daily market outlook. See you tomorrow.